Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin the Tech Ninja here, and it's that time of year again. I'm not talking about holidays, I'm talking about Galaxy S24 rumors and leaks. Let's dive into it. Oh, by the way, AeroPress is sponsoring a short portion of this video. Stick around to hear about the Black Friday sales. The rumor mill for the S23 is starting to churn and it's popping out some juicy rumor butter. So I'm going to talk to you about the rumors and leaks that I found online, and also I'm going to cite all my sources down below. None of this information is coming from me directly. AI. Sorry guys, I had to get it out of my system because there's going to be a lot of AI talk in this leak and also in the phones announced. A lot of companies are pushing for AI, and Samsung is one that's going to be doing a lot of stuff with AI. Now we know this based off some of the leaks in the software, and also the Snapdragon chip has AI built in on board, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. So first of all, if you're expecting an all-new device, most likely that's not going to happen this year. But as I always say, if there's enough changes, it can feel like a different experience. You know, enough small changes over time feels like a big change. Now, as we know, Apple switched over to titanium, and we know it's always a cat and mouse game when it comes to Apple and Samsung. So it's very safe to assume that Samsung will be switching to titanium as well. And there's a lot of fuzzy leaks about this, but one thing that all the leakers are saying that is pretty much on par with everyone else is that the size will be down to 233 grams, which is going to be a lighter device in the hand. On the iPhone, the titanium appears not to be as strong as once promised, with it denting and chipping away pretty easily. Now, watching a teardown of the iPhone, you can see that there is titanium in the phone, but the whole phone is not like wrapped in titanium. So I do wonder what Samsung is going to do, if they're going to use more titanium on their device, and would that alleviate some of the aches and pains that people are having with the iPhone? Or would it be kind of the same thing? There's certain elements that has like titanium coating on it. I wonder what the messaging will be with Samsung and how much titanium is going to be used. Only expect this on the Ultra model, as the other two models are going to be back to that regular aluminum, which I don't think is a bad thing at all. Let's take a quick break to talk about today's sponsor, AeroPress. And this is the AeroPress XL. It looks just like a French press, but whether you want espresso coffee or American style drip coffee, you can use the AeroPress XL to get your caffeine needs. AeroPress's 3-in-1 brewing technology combines the best of several brew methods into one easy to use device. With this method, you get rich yet smooth, not watered down, brewed coffee. I don't know my way around a kitchen nor a coffee machine, but I know my way around the AeroPress XL. It's so easy to use. Check this. All you need is your favorite coffee. It can do fine to medium grounds. Mix the coffee with water, wait 30 seconds, and push the plunger down. This version is large, so after setting up the coffee and water and adding the plunger to the top, it's a bit under 2 feet tall. So it's good enough for 2 cups of coffee. But if you're a solo drinker, there are smaller ones available as well. A big thanks to them for sponsoring this portion of the video. Hit the links down below, supports the channel, and you also can make some really good coffee. Curved edges are dead, and all the S24 phones will now have flat screens. Now there's some debate whether it's going to be a squared off design or a curved design on the edges. Now I've seen renders of both examples, and I'm not sure which one is going to be accurate. The flat design is more appealing to me, but the usability when it's curved I find much more appealing. And to me, that's why the S23 Ultra just feels like a great phone to hold. The curve just sort of fits in your hand and it just feels good. According to a known leaker, Ice Universe, they're saying that the S23 Ultra will display at 6.8 inches at 1440p resolution, which is the same as the S23. However, now we're going to have 2500 nits of brightness compared to 1750 as it is today. In my opinion, the S23 Ultra gets plenty bright, and it wasn't a spec that I was looking to change, but I always welcome new changes and enhancements, and definitely more usability when you're outside or in extreme conditions. So I do welcome the change, but I don't really think that was necessary. The S24 will still be 6.2 inches at Full HD, but the S24 Plus will be 6.7 inches with a QHD display, which is definitely nice to see. Not a big shocker here, we're gonna have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor that was just announced a couple months ago. And so we should expect Samsung to work directly with Qualcomm to make it the 4 Galaxy version. I always thought that it seemed like it could be a gimmick, but we did have great performance and battery life was stellar last year, so if the partnership was the reason, Give me more of that. Now, just looking at some of the past few years of devices, the natural spec boost will be 8 gigabytes of RAM would be the floor, and then 12 gigabytes of RAM would be the ceiling. And then up to 2 terabytes of storage will be available on the Ultra model. I have a feeling that's sort of where we're gonna be at. Samsung's 200 megapixel sensor is back on the Ultra. But I'm also hearing rumors that a 1-inch sensor may be possible. Would it be a 1-inch sensor with 200 megapixels, or would it be a 1-inch sensor with a smaller megapixel count? Regardless, sensor size has a bigger impact than megapixels once you get to a certain level. So if this is true, the S23 will be the best camera we have ever seen on mobile, period. However, the reports are not saying that. It seems like the camera hardware is untouched and all the major changes would be in software. Now, software does make the experience very different, but a 1-inch sensor would make it even more different. And it's not like 1-inch sensors are unheard of for phones. A lot of other phones are doing it too, but it would be nice to see one of the major flagships to actually add it to their device. Ice Universe also hinted that the 3x zoom will be upgraded to 50 megapixels from 10 megapixels. Also, it has a larger sensor which will improve the quality of the zoom shots. Now, this information is still a bit muddy and very spec heavy, but I don't think it's too far-fetched as Apple has increased its zoom length and obviously zoom quality too with really good results. And I definitely don't think Samsung wants to get passed up on that. So it definitely makes sense that Samsung will continue to push the zoom, better quality, better optics on the zoom lenses. As far as release dates, according to many leaks, they're all agreeing that we're looking at early January. Expect really good trade-in offers for your older devices. Also expect bundles for the earbuds and also watches too. Samsung is looking to increase its market share this year, so expect them to come out swinging to push devices into the market. That's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think.